Sergio, last week you were chasing the story of the two men who were delayed getting onto a flight in Chicago back to Philadelphia because at least one passenger complained that they felt unsafe because the men were speaking in Arabic. What do you got?
Maher Khalil, who was an American citizen in the business over in Philadelphia, was visiting his family and friends in Chicago, and when it was time to board the plane, he was told that he couldn't board the plane. Now, prior to that, he was having a conversation with his friend about vacation, their vacation, what they were doing, but they were talking in their native language of Arabic, which he has every right to since he is an American citizen. Now, eventually, he was able to board the plane, but before that, you called the police, correct?
Yeah, I called the police.
Once he boarded the plane, passengers were still saying, they were kind of still taunting him a little bit.
So how do you feel? And how did you feel then, and how do you feel now? What was the emotion?
Right now, it's like a nightmare to me. Like, I keep thinking about it, like what happened and how they embarrassed me in front of everyone in the airport.
Yeah, look, you've got dark hair, you've got facial hair. That's what it means. It means that there's a profile.
What does that mean?
Bill.
Like a lot of people think I'm Puerto Rican, not even.
You get Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican too.
Right. When I lived in California, my first day of high school, and I'm not singling out no race, no culture, no nothing. I love everybody. I don't care where you're from. A Mexican guy came up to me and told me he didn't like me because I was black, because of the way that I look.
Yeah.
Okay. So I understand where he's coming from.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because that happens.
It does happen.
Of course it does.
It does happen.
Of course it does.
Okay,
So
honestly,
Tamara, go ahead.
I really have a problem with what we're talking about here and the fact that we're not addressing the true problem. We've created a beast. We've created a situation where we're marginalizing people just because they speak a certain language. You're an American. Just because you speak Arabic does not mean that you're a terrorist.
How much blame do you put on the terrorists that are out there? And I'll give you a quick example. When my grandfather was in the Marine Corps in World War II, my great-grandfather was questioned by the FBI. And years later, my dad asked him, and because he was Italian, and he said, my dad said to him, he said, how did you feel about that? Were you mad at the FBI? And my great-grandfather said, no, I wasn't mad at the FBI. I was mad at Mussolini, because Mussolini was the one that painted the Italians in that bad light.
Have you heard from the airline?
After I called 911 and they seen me that not giving up, and some of the passengers passing by stopped and involved themselves, telling them that's not fair and this is not right what they're doing. So they seen some pressure on them. Then they decide to change their mind and let me in the airplane. They act like normally. They acted normally.
More important, Hank is gonna go to your pizza shop. We do Foodie Friday. He's gonna eat your pizza, and then we're gonna judge you on your pizza.
Thank you so much.